are here.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. Hey, Facebook fans, I'm glad you're enjoying Domestic Tranquility, the lively art of matrimony. You are being made privy to what residents of Grafton have had now for perhaps too long.
Well, they haven't said that anyway.
No.
But it's not just on Facebook, it's also on
YouTube.
Yeah. And the combined total
is over 500 people.
Over 500 people in only 2 weeks of being
but
on.
But no dinner invitations.
No, not yet.
We haven't been invited to dinner.
I guess not.
No.
No.
And
but you like my cooking.
I love your cooking, but I'm terribly
Supposing we were
worried.
invited to dinner by people who cooked terribly or fed us things we didn't like.
But what worries me is this show could be kaput because marriage is in such decline, and we're selling matrimony, which is kind of like printing a book compared to a twiddle machine.
We're selling Domestic Tranquility.
Yes.
We're not selling matrimony.
Well, the lively art of matrimony.
Well,
the fact that we're married, though, could be passé.
Yeah, but cohabitation is up.
Good, so we could live together. That would be really a lot of fun.
We do.
Right. I think when people cohabitate, they tend to share in the horrors of cohabitation.
What are the horrors of
vacuuming?
They do, yeah.
Cleaning a bathroom.
A lot depends on how good a person is at something.
True.
I mean, for instance, vacuuming is not your long suit.
Well, I'm very good at vacuuming.
I
hold the vacuum cleaner up and some dirt comes and I swing just like Mickey Mantle.
I beg to differ. I don't know about you cleaning a bathroom.
Well, you'll see when you get back how tidy the bathroom will be.
It's not about tidy, dear. It's a clean and tidy are two different things.
I have a PhD in tidy.
You may have that, but you do not have a PhD in clean, and that is why I tend to do the cleaning.
My knees bruise when I'm on the ground scrubbing. I noticed that. We don't have any of those pads that the old domestics had in the turn of the old century.
What are you going to scrub?
Well, I scrub out the tub. Yes,
you need to get on your knees for that, I guess. Yeah, you are a bit too tall to bend over.
Scrub out the floors, you know. But she's going away.
Oh, yes.
I have to announce that she's going away in that if you want to invite only one of us to dinner, you get me. And I'm rousing good entertainment. I will sit and cajole at your dinner table. Lobster is appreciated. Crab meat and shrimp is a close second. Petite filet mignons are always good, right?
Yes, love. And I'm going to leave you lots of food.
You are?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to leave you beef stew.
Beef stew's pretty good.
Yes, you'll have at least 4 to 6 helpings of beef stew.
As long as...
You could get tired of it.
As long as it's one pot cleaning.
You could get tired of it.
No, I never get tired of your cooking. I never really do.
Beef stew?
I mean, it's either you or, you know, the little donut store at the bottom of the hill.
Well, now, that'll be your opportunity to go to the little donut store at the bottom of the hill.
No. My waistline says no. My higher mind says no.
I mean...
My little tummy goes, yes, 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 Crowlers. But no, we won't do that.
But you could.
One pot cooking is what I will do, which means anything I eat is in one pot. I mean, you cook a wonderful meal.
What else would you like me to make you besides beef stew?
Rice pudding.
Okay, I can do that. I can make you rice pudding.
I like rice pudding. Beef bourguignon is always very
well, that's the same. That's beef stew.
That's the same as beef stew?
Yeah, that's beef stew.
Well, say you're making...
That's beef stew with wine.
Okay, beef stew with wine.
All right.
That would be...
Yes, you'll get it.
That would be exquisite.
It'll be for you.
A fine, hearty Beaujolais, perhaps.
Probably. I don't know. I have a little jar with some red wine in the refrigerator.
That's Ripple from the Grateful Dead concert. Yes, really. It's okay, though. You can use that if you want to.
I don't think they sell that anymore.
Ripple?
I don't think so.
We have a lake named after the brewing company. My God. We have Lake Ripple here in Grafton. Come bring a cup. No, don't do that. You might never sip again. But I just want you to know that I have plans for your trip. which will save me time in your absence.
You do.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. What are they?
Well, one is multitasking.
Multitasking.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, instead of you coming home to a gigantic pile of laundry,
Yeah.
what I intend to do is when I take a shower, jump in my underwear.
Uh-huh.
And then take the soap and multitask. First I wash the underwear, and then I wash me, and put the underwear to dry, and you come home and there's no underwear that has to be washed.
Well, that would probably be a good thing, I guess.
We could try it together before you leave. A dry run, as it
Yeah,
were.
well, you can do that fine for yourself. I don't need to do it because where I'm going, there's a washing machine.
I know, but if we do it at home, we'd save on quarters if we multitask.
She doesn't. I don't have to put quarters into Angela's washing machine.
No, I'm talking about though, if we never mind the family that bathes together stays together, but I mean, maybe
Well, they
not.
save on water.
Right. Another thought I had for saving time and energy would be to sleep on it, not in it.
Meaning what?
To sleep on the bed, pulling a throw over me on top of the bedspread, instead of getting under the covers, and then the bed will be nice and made neatly for your return.
You think you'll be comfortable? I don't think that'll be very good for the bedspread.
Oh, this is an old prep school trick in the dormitory.
Yeah, but then the bedspread will get all perspired.
I've never had a bedspread that perspired.
No, it isn't the bedspread that perspires. It's the person that perspires in the bed.
Are you suggesting that I would be so low as to perspire in our bed or on our bed?
If you didn't, you wouldn't be human.
I wouldn't be human.
And then there's the little bits of skin that we shed at night, too.
We shed.
Haven't you ever noticed how white the sheets get at the bottom, those
I always
dark
thought that
blue
was
sheets?
dandruff.
It's not dandruff, it's skin.
It's skin.
Yeah.
God.
Do you know that
One flake at a time.
the vast majority of dust
No
in a
wonder.
home is actually people,
So this is
bits
why
of people.
this is why young people in the 20 to 40 range are avoiding marriage, because they don't want to shed in bed. Well, maybe they do shed. They shed something. Probably their T-shirts or something of that nature.
But cohabitation is up, so
I
people
think
are
that's
still
wonderful.
spending time in bed.
So
I
Harry
assume.
and Sally are having
I don't
a
think they're
great
going to-
time, but they're just not getting married until Sally gets pregnant, and then
Well,
there's a prenup.
I
or
mean, it
something.
used to be, Stephen, that people got married in order to have babies. They don't seem to do that anymore. They have babies anyway,
Yeah.
and they don't necessarily get married to the father or the mother of the babies. But it was also true that people got married just in order to make love, because it wasn't supposed to be done outside of marriage.
Well, it did take the worry out of having to deal with a bundling board, which has
The bundling board.
no,
You
that's
and your bundling
boards that were big in puritanical America, and a smock marriage. Do you know a smock marriage?
Yes, but that was so that you got rid of your debts.
The woman, only the woman.
Only the woman. Well,
And-
naturally, men didn't wear
And
smocks.
originally, she would wear a transparent smock, so the Puritans got their show, But then it was kind of reformed, and she sat in a little outhouse with a hole, and she'd stick her hand out through the hole, and the bridegroom would hold her hand and look pleasingly at this little outhouse she would be sitting in. And that was called a smock marriage, and it was big in colonial and Puritan America. I don't know what drove it away. I guess people started declaring bankruptcy or something, so they were able to continue. But it's an old relic of a custom. I read about it years and years ago in Yankee Magazine. My old
still
friend
a-
Horace
yeah.
Reynolds wrote about it.
Yeah.
It's still going on?
Well, no. I mean, it has gone away, but it isn't. It's still in history. I mean, people bring it up every now and again.
Oh, sure. Well, I think it's probably an interesting alternative.
Now, it would be. I wonder, would you? if that law is still on the books, you could avoid all the lawyer fees for going bankrupt.
Yeah,
But you'd
yeah.
but you'd have to go
You have to
bankrupt
dig it
and be
out.
divorced at the same time.
Well, married at the same time. I think.
Well, then you get married.
No, you can't do that. That only worked for widows.
Oh, widows.
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 Female widows.
Oh,
As
widows.
opposed to spiders. Yeah. But no, it was interesting, and I think the definition of marriage is changing. People are holding on and wanting a constitutional initiative saying marriage is only between a man and a woman, and I think 2 women now, 2 men.
Yeah, well,
So
that's
marriage has expanded, and I'm glad of that.
well. I mean, I think that people ought to marry whomever they wish, and I don't see any need to make laws about it. I mean, why do they have to make laws about how people ought to
Well, because
conduct
everybody,
their private lives?
but everybody wants to tell everybody what to do. It's the American way.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if people want to walk naked down the street, they should be able to do it.
Well, I don't have a problem with that either. Maybe we could go for a walk on a warm day and we could test our constitutional rights. That
I
would
mean,
be something.
if I have the constitutional desire to, I mean to say, if I have the desire, my happiness consists in walking around naked, is it against my rights to have a law that I can't do that?
We have to talk to an attorney or someone with more legal clout than me. But you know what I was wondering? First they said marriage is between men and women. And now they're bending that, and it's between men and women and women and women and men, which I think is very good and very progressive and long, long overdue. But what happens if we have interplanetary marriage and you fall for a Martian of questionable gender?
That's an interesting
Do these
proposition.
kind of right-wing senators from Dixie raise their ire and say we will be polluting the gene pool if we have sort of sweet child, you know, and Grok, you know, Grok could be some strange space being that gurgles in funny ways. You know, and she's just absolutely enamored of Grok, and he does things to her, or it does things to her. You can imagine. And then we're going to have these big debates in 2214. It'll be televised or blown into everybody's head or something on the constitutionality of interplanetary marriage.
Wow.
You know, and we've survived racial changes, you know, people of color marrying people of less color, and I mean, you try to be politically correct these days and use the right euphemisms, you know, and you can't say colored people, but you can say people of color.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a big evolutionary jump,
Right.
you know, which I think is interesting, and on it goes. But
Well, styles change and slang changes. I mean, for instance, the word silly used to mean useless. And now it means foolish or
right.
acting in a funny way or jumping up and down or whatever. There's a little program called Silly Me, for instance, here about a little girl. The little girl puts on that.
Oh, that lovely show, yes, we've seen it.
Yeah.
And
Very cute.
also, remember back in the 60s, there was a wonderful author named Robert Rimmer who wrote The Harrod Experiment and The Rebellion of Yale Marat, which I thought was better than Harrod. And he's talking about plural marriage.